Hi guys, Dave from Fore Golf. I recently had a go at the Dave Pelz short game handicap. It's 8 stations, and then you're judged on the distance that you are from the hole, basically across those. So they vary in distances, as you'll see as we go through the video, and then give you an actual handicap for each level of that as well. So please stick through it. There are some good shots in there. It's definitely worth getting to the end. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of a summary after all the content as well. Hope you enjoy. Okay guys, so you join me for the first station, which is 50 yards. I was using a 56 degree for this one. I'll zoom through a lot of the shots. So the idea of this test really is to get as close to the flag as possible. It's 4 points if you get in, 2 points if you're within 1 club length or 3 feet, and 1 point if you're within 2 club lengths or 6 feet. There was 1 or 2 that went close on this one, but in the end didn't score any points at all on this one. So that equated to a 39 handicap, and definitely some work to do there. Number 2 was from 30 yards, exactly the same deal. So certainly scored a little better on this one. The green here at the practice area that I'm using, not the flattest, as you'll see. Some of the shots are moving quite a bit, but I definitely performed better at this distance. So this one being at 30 yards. The odd one that wasn't great, but I think this one manages to sneak in, and that ended up being 5 points. Ended up being 5 points total, which equated to a 25 handicap standard. So on to the third. So 30-yard sand shot. With the area I was practicing at, this wasn't the easiest to actually set up. I couldn't see the bottom of the flag, and it was actually landing onto a downslope as well. So some of these shots, I think, on a flat green might have been okay, but overall my performance with this was really not good anyway. A lot of them come up short with too much sand taken. So I think, as you see, there's some fairly good shots that I'd be quite happy with, but not enough, and no points scored, and to a 38 handicap standard. Fared a little better on the 8-yard sand, as you'll see as these shots come through here. I'm certainly a lot more comfortable out the sand from this distance, and managed to score a lot better, as we'll see in a second. That one nearly went in. Unfortunately, I did leave a couple in the bunker, which is the cardinal sin, but ended up scoring 4 points, with 1 that was within 3 feet and 2 within 6 feet. So the way they judge that as well is the wedge length is 3 feet, so that's why they're end to end there. So that equated to a 20 handicap for that element of my short game. 20-yard chip, this is where it really did start to improve. So I was using a 9-iron for these, and first one came up a little bit short, but then definitely got dialed in for the next one. As that one rolled in, so that was a good effort. And then of course I shanked the next one. Why wouldn't you? The rest of the test did pretty well on this one. I managed to roll quite a few up close. I think there was the one that went in that scored 4 points, and then this being the final one, this rolled up close and threatened going in as well, but that ended up being another 4 within the 3 foot marker, so another 8 points on top of that, so 12 points, which equated to a 10 handicap short game from that point. Another 4 points. Then there's not. So 3 more stations left, first being a 15-yard pitch from the fairway. Again, fared very well from this. Dropped back to using a lob wedge for this one. And yeah, just definitely felt so much more comfortable from this range. Yeah, it's probably quite a common shot that you're going to find as well if you have just missed the green, etc. And once again, I was able to hole one of these. That one went in. So in the end, with this one, ended up scoring the same number of points, but this one was a slightly different spread.
We shall have a look. Getting over the moon. Been able to hold one.
So we'll see when we get up there. So there was the one in for 4 points.
Close enough.
But yeah, ultimately ended up being 12 points scored all up. And this one was quite impressive. So this equated to a 2 handicapper short game. So very pleased with my efforts from that distance. And in fact, those 3 that are in that line are all on a line behind the flag from where I was. So they all threatened going in as well. So pretty pleased with those. 2 more stations to go. Same distance, but out of the rough this time. I'd probably picked some of the snaggiest rough that was around, so I really didn't make this easy for myself. But I also didn't perform particularly well at it either. So as we're zooming through these, you'll see that some are long and some are really not getting out at all, just where I just really inconsistent lies. But I suppose that's the purpose of the test. Yeah, with that one rolling up, I don't know if that was the actual one that got within 6 feet, but there was only one. Yeah, so I scored 1 point on that, which equated to a 33 handicap. So yeah, work to do there as well. And the final station is a 15-yard flop. The simulation here is that you've got a bunker or something like that in front of you. So effectively, I said to myself, if it landed off of the green, that was dead. There was only one of those actually in the end. So did pretty well on this one as well. Got a few close. It's ironic. I feel so much more comfortable playing a flop shot than I do out of the bunker, even though conceptually they're very similar. But so end up with 7 points on this one. Pretty sure. Just another short video here of maybe those filling up from the other view, and you see that some of these again were pretty close to going in, so could have been a bit better. That was the one there that was within the 3 feet, and then there were another 5 in the end that were within 6 feet, so that taking it 7 points and a 10 handicap overall. So added all those up, and that gave me 41 points, which gave me a 23 handicap standard. So work to do, which I'll go through now. Okay, guys. So if you made it this far, thank you. Hopefully you've seen it was an up and down performance throughout there. So I think the real purpose behind Dave Pelz's test is to identify what areas of your short game are deficient. You would have seen in the video last week where I talked about the scrambling element now being a real focus for me, being able to get up and down from around the green. And I think that's evident in the work that I've been trying to do, where I've done very well in the chipping and the pitching at short distances, but perhaps not so well at the longer distances. So it's now given me a bit of a focus of what I'm going to work on over the next few weeks, and see if I can do this test again. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you haven't as well. There's a bell icon as well if you want to get notifications of when I do release a video as well. Really enjoy making this, and I'm so glad to be back on a normal schedule of doing so again. I hope you're enjoying it, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.